we're back at it again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. We're doing it on Friday, December the 1st, 2023. And then there were 12. From beginning to the end, the circle is almost complete. The yearly circle, that is. If you're just joining me today, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? On Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSadri. Where do we drop? All over the platforms. When? Every week. When? Mondays? No, not on Mondays. On Wednesdays and Fridays. Get us straight. Not Mondays. That's Wednesdays and Fridays. Hope you're all doing well. If you've been with me from the get-go, sending you all the love right back to you wherever you are in and around the world. If you're tuning in from Toronto, Ontario, over there in Vancouver in the West Coast, Nova Scotia, Halifax, Alberta, Saskatoon, Regina, Northwest Territories, the Yukons. Hello, Alaska, to my Eskimos. Oh, brr, it's cold out there. Down south in the United States. What's going on? Hello, Mexico. What's going on South America? Over there in Europe, Africa, Asia, the Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Caribbean Islands. Wagwan, everybody. Jamaica, Nigeria, Cambodia, Senegal, Hong Kong, Taiwan. Globally, wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you're doing well. I am. I'm feeling good. It's going to be a loose Friday. We are, man, oh man, where does the time go? It's that time of year. Time to quickly do a little reflection and then get a moving for the new year. Because the new year is going to be lit. It's going to be 2024 in no time. I'm excited. And we got a lot of just fun activities that we're going to be doing together, discussing different topics, looking at different stories, creating new stories, going outside, remaining indoors, meeting new people, meeting old people, meeting, brand new, but meeting people that have not even been born yet, going up to their parents, saying, hey, go ahead and copulate, won't you fornicate? And we'll wait many a years until that baby is born and is out there in the world and is doing something with their life. Who cares what they do? But we'll find them. And once they're ready to talk, we'll sit down and talk. If they're not ready to talk, we'll make them talk. I don't even know what I'm talking about today, but I'm just saying I'm feeling good. I hope you're all feeling good as well. A lot of things I want to discuss as per usual. No in particular, not a particular agenda, not a particular direction that we're going in. We just keep it loose. We have fun. And I just want to right off the bat get into it. So let's just get into it together. Let's dive right into this one. And this stems from Daddy Poppy Bean over there at the grocery store where I get my produce. This stems from the grocery store, I guess. No, I know because I was there. A regular day at the grocery, you do your shopping, no big deal. This is it's becoming a new thing. It's not the newest thing, but it is becoming a thing. We're like on the fence with a bunch of stuff, just trying to sort it out together, see where we're at. If you're grocery shopping outside, you grab your stuff, you put it in your cart, you put it in your basket. Once you get to the checkout point, this is where new opportunities arise. This is where there's a fork in the road. Who put the fork in the road, man? Don't be putting forks in the road, dude. Ladies and gents, that's how you end up with a punctured tire. That's how you end up, flipping a car. That's how you end up getting into some sort of a mishap. That's not choreographed. If maybe it's on a movie set, then put a couple of forks in the road, make the cars flip. Just throwing ideas out there. If you're not on a movie set, stay away putting from, whatever. That's neither here or there. I'm just trying to say we're at the point where we're dealing with self-checkout versus human cashier. Where are we going? How do we feel about this? It's been implemented in some places. Obviously, it's been some time. How do I feel about it? I feel like I'll get into it, dude. I'll get into it. I'm torn. This is me being torn. This is me being devastated. This is me it's eating me alive. At nighttime, I can't fall asleep. It's holding me, it's captured a piece of my imagination. I can't, what do I do here? Self-checkout? Or do I offer the human cashier? There's pros and cons to all of this, but I think we either gotta go, I don't think we can half-seize. I don't think we can I'm either full automation or full human. That's where I'm at right now. Because right now we have half of I'm not quite sure where we're at right now. Because you check out the items, you go to the self checkout, you scan the items, you put them one by one, and then all of a sudden as you're scanning, there might be little minor glitches, or not even glitches, just minor issues that might come up as you normally have somebody deal with it as a cashier. If the scanner's not reading a barcode properly, or right now they're all these stations where you scan the food or produce or whatever you got, and then there's a place for your basket on the side, and there's a place for the baggage area where you got to place the items that you've scanned on the bagging area. And it's all sensors. It's very sensitive. If you add an item to the bagging area, your hands are full, the bagging area starts beeping. You've placed an extra item on the bagging area. Please remove the item from the bagging area, scan the item, and then place it so it's beeping. Or you got some extra in the basket area, so now it's beeping. Please remove the basket from the basket area. You can't put it's just a little bit. It's just too much. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just the whole point of this was so make it easier. But if you're left alone to your own accord, I'm fine with that, because I can figure out, like if I hear a beep or I see a little disclaimer on the screen saying, oh, you placed the item, there's a unrecognized item in the bagging area. I could see that, and it's not going to scan the remainder of the item, so I'm going to go ahead and but that's the thing. Now you got the machine beeping at you, alerting you, extra item on the bagging area. The bagging area, sensitive bagging area, I'll say that. And then now you have the former cashiers who used to be like, and I got love for my cashiers. I got love for my grocery store workers. I used to be one when I was, going through life as a young man. One of my first jobs. Hells yeah, dude. But that's the thing. Now you got people standing by the door, and now you're being bombarded by the machine, sending you alarms and alerting you to do this, do that. And then somebody is now over there trying to get your attention, yelling at you. Not yelling at you, but like loud enough so that you'd have to like be able to hear it, because you're not close enough. They'd have to be like, sir, remove the extra item from the bagging here. So now I've got the machine yelling at me, remove the extra item from the bagging. I'm like, all right, and then remove the bag. It's just, so now so how do I feel about it? I feel like, again, either make it fully automated where I go in there and I takes my time and I scans and I put the items I put the lotion in the basket on my own accord, dude. But if my hands are full, there's the extra here, quit beeping, quit alarming, and I don't need somebody like watching over my shoulder. And that's the thing. You give me a second, because like I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo at the self-checkout counter, but now you got prying eyes on you, just waiting for you to like make a cashier mistake. And I'm not it's not my, I don't, some items they come with a barcode and you scan them, but some items like fruits and vegetables, they may have a number on it. So now now I'm punching in numbers. Now I'm trying to figure out how much an apple, how much a Honeycrisp costs per pound. I'm doing that shit. And it's asking me to leave a tip. It's just too much. Okay, either go with full human cashier. That's where I'm at right now. I just figured it out but where do you guys and gals, how do you guys and gals feel about this? Do we go full human, back to human, with the plastic bags, with the plastic straws, bringing a couple of things back? Let's just skirt. I think we went a little bit too fast, a little bit too loose with a couple of things. All right? Or we go fully automated and it's just, I don't want to see a single person. I don't want to interact with that. I don't even want to see any workers in the grocery. I don't even want to know how the produce gets there. Either make it 100%. I don't want to see nothing. I want to seem like seamless as it. I don't want to see. Yeah, it's just. But maybe there's a sweet middle ground there. But right now I feel like I could go either way. Like I'm fully human, or just bought it out, dude. I want to get in there and just be put on a conveyor belt, and I want to be like, I don't even want to walk through the grocery store. Automate that shit. And you're like, it's already, food delivery is already automated. You got that going on. But like, no, if I'm at the grocery store, I want conveyor belts under my feet, and I want to just like look at items and just hold out my hand in a basket, and the items just be the ones that I think about, piling on into my basket. That's what I want. It's automation. Take it to the next level. But that's just how I feel. How do you guys and gals feel about it? Is there like, I did enjoy the interactions at the cashier. Not gonna like, how's your day? Oh, my day's going good. How's your day? Beep, Price check on vaginal yeast infection medicine. Price check on vaginal yeast infection, aisle 5. I don't know. I'm just saying, dudes, ladies and gents, how do you all feel about it? I'm feeling good. It is Friday. A new thing is happening, not just in Toronto, all around the world, I guess in different, formats, if you will. Head and breakfast is a new thing. Head and breakfast. We used to have bed and breakfast where, you'd kind of, it wasn't a motel, it wasn't a hotel. It was a place where you'd, pay a nice, you pay a little money, you get a bed and breakfast. You go somewhere, you rest, you lodge, and then you get up, you have breakfast, and then you bounce. You may repeat the operation several times if you plan on staying more than a couple of nights, but essentially a bed and breakfast, that's the deal. You get a bed and you get breakfast and out the door. But we're in a new stage. There is the reality of lodging, housing, affordability. These are all concerns that are impacting each and every one of us in different forms, depending on the financial spectrum where you're. But no matter where on the financial spectrum you fall, you do know things are disproportionate. Housing is one of those things that's really disproportionate, and it's like right now we got to a point where I just heard recently in Toronto a lady is renting a room for $900 a month with the stipulation of sharing a bed with her. So so it's just one room, essentially, one bed, and you sleep on the same bed with this lady for $900 a month. Head and breakfast. Is there head involved? I don't know. Could there be head involved? I don't know. To be honest with you, that doesn't sound like a bad deal at all, actually, come to think. If head is involved. If it's just like $900 a month for a room and a bed that I gotta sleep with next to a stranger, and it depends if it's a baddie, if it's a bad bitch, if it's a hottie, if it's a mame, you know what I mean? Then I'm down for the head and breakfast. Let's do it. We can do it per month, see how this relationship goes, and then whenever everybody's all good and ready to part ways, we can do that as well. But that's where people are at right now. So again, not even a bedroom, not even your own bed, room with a bed shared with another person, and you get to sleep with them side by side. $900 a month. That's going on in Toronto, which is people are getting creative. It's a new format. It's a new thing. Could we break that down into could you? Again, I like this because this is like borderline, prostitution adjacent, which I kind of, again, there's nothing sexual about it, but you are in a bed together at one point or another. You can build a fort. You can Dutch oven that shit to the gills, so to make sure that, you're putting off like, don't come near me vibes. You're just like, tootin' and hootin', baby. You're tootin' and hootin' there, and you're just making it difficult for people to get close to you. But nonetheless, all I'm saying is that's a thing that's going on in and around the world. If how do you guys and gals feel about it? I think this is potentially a new way of tackling the housing affordability issues that are at hand. Could people, could we somehow get affordable housing for everybody in terms of whether you're purchasing or renting? Maybe. Easier solution. Open your door, open your bedroom door, open your bed, open your legs, open your mouth, open your butt cheeks, any of the above. These are all just thoughts, and not to say that, and everybody can, adjust accordingly, see how you feel everything out, and how comfortable you are. But that's where people are at, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. It is, we're doing things together. And I like it. Boys and girls, ladies and gents. Boys and girls, ladies and gents. It is Friday. It is Friday. I was just thinking there should be, I'm out there thinking about different, you might get into a certain situation where you're, crossing a bridge. And you might be wearing a raincoat, and all of a sudden you notice other people crossing this bridge. Some make eye contact, some make no eye contact, but nonetheless, everybody is walking on this bridge and they are, including yourself, partaking in ingesting fries. And all of a sudden, this goes on for a little while. And I don't know what it is about this particular bridge, but every time somebody's crossing it, they're eating fries. And all of a sudden, it just becomes part of folklore. It just becomes part of, oh, you got to go to this bridge, man. It's the bridge of fries. People walk there. People sometimes, just nonchalantly say something to one another. Maybe they'll stand side by side. Maybe somebody will be holding a newspaper. In that newspaper, there's an important piece of information hidden discreetly so that the others can't see it. Who are the others? I don't know, just bystanders, people that are walking by, moms, dad pushing strollers with babies, pets in their purses and their pets. Doing everyday shit, but amongst them, there are people handing out fries, taking fries, dipping it in mayo, dipping it in hot sauce, and passing along information on the bridge of fries. What? What even is that? I don't even know, ladies and gents. A lot of amazing things are happening in and around the world. I'll say this, a story that I heard that just made me... It just made me... Every time I think about it, it just makes me want to get... Gotta take it easy there, though. It is... Yeah. What is it? I'll share with you. You might have seen it, you might have heard of it, you might have had the same exact reaction. In South Africa, there is a mermaid in South Africa. And this mermaid is just in a tank of water, just flippity flop, splish splash sploosh, fins out, fins in, just being a mermaid, all right? And say what you will, man. Like, I like all creatures, I like all animals, I like, coexisting and all this shit. But this bitch is doing her mermaid, like she's doing her mermaid shit, right? In the designated area. I don't know if it's an aquarium. I don't know if it's just a special tank for mermaids. People are, it's an attraction. It's a thing. Halfway through her work day, as this mermaid all of a sudden allegedly gets trapped. She gets trapped by seaweed or algae or I don't know what. She gets trapped at the bottom of the tank, and all of a sudden this mermaid is having a difficult time breathing underwater. So you gotta she I don't know if you've seen this or it's on the internet. She ejects herself from her fin, from her fish. She dislodged herself from her fish fin, from her half fish, half human, in front of everybody. She just freed herself. She just freed herself in front of everybody, dude. And it was just like, I'm like, yo, mermaid or not, fam. All I'm saying is that's, I don't get my pinky stuck in a drawer all of a sudden in front of people and you just see me like Lego. I might just release the pinky and continue. You don't see me like get out of the car and like close the car door behind me and then get, I don't know, get some clothing item or extra skin that I might have on me day of between the door and just unable to, open the door back up again. And you don't see me walk off and just like rip off a piece of my clothing, take some of my body parts with it. So she just, I don't know what she's gonna be doing. Like and it's just, yeah, she can breathe now. She can catch her breath now. But the kids that saw that, the adults that saw that, you know? Gross. Friggin' mermaids, man. Great to look at, beautiful, yes, intelligent, breathing underwater, breathing out of water, enticing men, seamen, to go off into the depths of the ocean and answer their calls. They're out there putting out sirens and just seducing men and taking them below the depths of the ocean and just having their way with them. And then, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah. I'm all for, animals' rights, we're all, whatever, dude, equal rights, this, that, mermaids, though, all beautiful to look. I'll say all beautiful to look, I'm not gonna lie. But if you're gonna be out there just, exposing yourself like that to them, it's whatevs, dude. All I'm saying is that it is, it's a beautiful time to be alive. I'm just glad that everybody's safe and sound. I'm excited that nobody's, traumatized from this. I'll say people were, whatever, man. We'll move on. We'll get stronger and better for it as a people. What else is going on in and around the world? I'll say this. This actually brought a lot of joy to me. Because I heard this story, and it's about an Indian man. It's about an Indian fella who, well, let's take it back. The story is not particular. It is, but we'll get to it here. In Paraguay, a government official had to recently quit their job or, resign because they went ahead and signed a official government agreement of sorts with a non-fictional nation, with a non-existing country out there. And I just read that and I was like, whoa, how did this fella lose their job? Read into it, and apparently the story goes there is a beautiful Indian man out there, along with a bunch of other dudes, and perhaps ladies as well. I'm not quite sure how deep this hole goes, but that's the thing with holes, man. First it's all just a teeny tiny black little dot. And you're like, what is that black hole? And it looks tiny from here, but once you peek inside, it is a whole new can of worms. Almost seems like it's never ending. This black hole is, but the point is, this isn't about black holes. This isn't about time travel. This is about fictional countries. So this fella is going around. He's created a whole fictional nation, but the beauty of it is people on high, government officials are falling for this because this person or group of people are showing up to government meetings. They've showed up to the United Nations meetings in Geneva just in the past February, if I'm not mistaken, twice. And they've taken part in United Nations meetings. These guys are representative fictional. It's not a real country, but they're showing up, which is, I believe the country is called United States of Kailasa, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing this fictional country's name right or wrong, but it doesn't matter. The point is people have fallen for this. And the founder, or I guess the fellow who's spearheading this fictional nation movement, whatever you want to call it, he's saying that essentially he's going about spreading a story of how it's a revival of a ancient Hindu civilization, and that him and a group of people are trying to revive this lost civilization nation, which is, that's, he's MIA right now. Nobody knows where he's at. The main fella, apparently, and he is allegedly, I don't know what his whole story is, I don't know, but it did get me, it was intriguing, because I'm like, how much can you spin something, and how gullible are people, and it's not even about being gullible, but to not be able to tell if a country actually exists or not, that is, certain levels, you'd expect people to be like, no, we are here at the UN, or we are like official government officials, dude. And who we talking to? Who's this rep from this other country? And you'd think that there's only like, there's only a certain number of countries. It's not. So you'd expect like officials, heads of government, or like, so when you're showing up to the UN, and how did this even happen? But apparently this fella is just, he's wanted for different crimes. Some of them, I believe, are sexual assaults in India. I don't know the details. I don't know, but it did get me. This fella this group doesn't sound like an overall positive, overall quote unquote like good thing. But you gotta give it to the, they did sell a whole country, a whole fictional country. They're going out there like signing agreements with government officials, showing up to the UN, attending meetings. Either they're really good, or others around them need to start just be like, yo, what do we... So I guess this brings me to my point, fictional nations, yay or nay. Are we down with fictional nations? Should you be able to just create a nation out of thin air? Comes with a lot of responsibilities. You gotta come up with a flag, you gotta come up with an anthem, you gotta come up with a populace, you gotta, how you gonna house everybody, how you gonna feed everybody, then you gotta go, you gotta create an economy, you gotta have a currency. So creating one from scratch seems like a lot of work. But then again, could we use a couple extra countries here and there? Could we use a couple extra countries here and there? That is also a question to be asked. How do you guys feel about this? Do you know this person? If you are listening to this podcast by any chance, and you are behind the United States of Kailasa, I'd like to hear from you. The world would love to hear from you. And I'd also like to hear from a couple of these UN members, or like just government officials on different levels that have partaken in either business or some sort of negotiations, or just like signing an agreement. How did you because there's countries, countries' names, dude. There's some that are, less known, or, maybe they're smaller. They don't have that big GDP energy coming in with the big, revenues and all that. But still, you'd think that. I was just shocked and surprised, but I do like the fact that they were able to, some extent at least, create this fictional country and run with it. So that's kind of like, out there for you to enjoy. I'm just saying, man, it's Friday. It's Friday and I'm feeling good, baby. I hope you're feeling good out there too. On another note, I would like to, technology is constantly evolving. We are constantly advancing. There's new things on the horizon constantly. We're surpassing new tech. We're building upon whatever. And I'm not doing any of this, but I am a part of it, just like you and I are a part of all of this. So we are in it together, essentially. As well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say, because this is what I'm about to say, and I'll say it I'll say what I'll say. When it comes to tech, I'm for it. I like it. Do I want to see more of it? Yes. Does it get me excited, even though I have no idea how some of it is made? Absolutely. Like, I'll say this. I just read recently that we are now creating anthrobots from human cells. Your cells can be used to make robots. And I know what you're saying. You can't be Celia. And that's what I said, man. You can't be Celia. But apparently you can make cells from... No, wait. You can take human cells, anthrocells, and make robots. And these little robot cells can start to create little hair follicles and move around. And I said to myself, you can't be Celia. Apparently that's what you call the old hairs growing on the old cells. What do? They're good at detecting. So you got an ailment, you got some sort of cancer. Well, great, we're gonna take your own or somebody else's human cells, probably somebody else's. It'd be great to, because if you got, like, let's say cancer, let's take somebody else's anthrocells and make them into robots, I don't know, with the zip zap of the old laser, and then spinning it and putting it in a hot oven and then pressing cook or defrost for at least 3 to 5 minutes, and then the magic will just start to happen by itself practically. So that's happening, which is exciting. But all this thought just keeps it keeps evolving, and I don't know much about it, but I do appreciate the scientists who are at the forefront of these movements, creating robots, creating AI, creating chatbots, it's all fantastic. I'm looking forward to the day, I gotta say, that, these humanoid robots that are about to come out in the next few years, I would like to the Sophias of the world. You've seen her, the bot with the facial recognition, and she does the movements it's a humanoid. It looks very humanistic, to some degree at least. She's missing eyebrows and eyelashes, but there are a few people out there you've seen who are also no judgment. I'm just saying this bitch exists out there. I was thinking, when do we get one of these bots and give them some heavy duty LSD? Putting it out there on the table. When do we give robots, AI robots, LSD, or any substance really for that matter? I would love to see these guys and gals just get it, because they'll be programmed to a certain degree, and at one point, once they become sentient, once they start to become and there's debate about that, whether or not it hasn't. Who knows what we know? Who knows what the public knows? Who knows what's actually going on behind the scenes of the scenes of the scenes of the scenes, and the whatevs, dude, in the science center that's just blacked out windows, strobe lights, smoke machine, black science in a basement somewhere, dude, with dark money. So what I'm trying to get to is, I get excited about robots and I get excited about artificial intelligence, but I don't like the term artificial anymore, because it's of nature, because it's innate, because everything is of nature, everything exists in nature, so it's just intelligence. So at this point, I say we stop using artificial intelligence and just use intelligence. So it's intelligent robots. Holy shit, it's iRobots, dude. Oh, dots are connecting, minds are blown. iRobots, dude. Intelligent robots, dude. Shit, son. When do they do drugs, dude? When do they do substances? And you're like, they can't. Yes, they will. One day they will. But maybe they already are, dude. I would love to see a bot just fucking tripping balls. And yeah, because humans, animals, species of different kinds all, consume food, drinks, this, that. We put everything in our bodies and we have some sort of a reaction to it. So I'm just wondering, and right now, the only form of, I guess, substance that these machines are taking in is information, and that's a form of a substance as well, because you could be like, oh man, this bot is just an information addict, son. You addicted to information, fam. Information overloads. But they won't overload, because that's what they're built for, just taking information after information and just make a composite and a compilation of just information and just give it to you straight, whatever it is. But I would love to, again, if these humanoids are already built, or if they're going to be built, when do we go? Let's give them LSD. If you've got them right now, if you are for robots, intelligent robots, taking LSD to see what kind of whack ideas they come up with, positive or negative, or maybe they've already done this and maybe the outcomes were gnarly. So let's see that shit happen. I'm tired of it's great to make better prosthetic hands. It's great to oh man, laser this, eye removal that, get a new, those are all great, but I want to see these bots tripping balls. Who's with me? And the crowd unanimously votes for intelligent bots going on LSD or something. I just want to see that happen. I'd love to see a fucking robot just coming up with untethered, no mitigation, just pure robot thought, dude. Because everything, to a certain degree, it'll all be programming, and then after they start programming themselves. But at one point, I do want to see that. If there's if there are friggin' dolphins sucking on pufferfish trying to get high, I want to see a intelligent robot just sniff a little bit of whatever, dude. Just give them salt, give them, sprinkle a little pepper underneath its nose, see if it reacts to something. If it's telling you it's got no emotion, it's not no feelings, rinse, repeat. Let's see what they do. Maybe they'll get really creative. Maybe they'll get like, maybe, or it could go horribly wrong. They could trip balls, and it could be a bad trip, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to look forward to that day when yes, make it happen, please. Whoever's in charge of robots. Boston Dynamics, let's go, dude. Yes. The flippity flips, the parkour, delivering packages, great. Let's see them get high or drunk. Let's not put any labels on it. Let's just have them consume some stuff. You know what I mean? Let's see. But that's neither here or there. We're just having fun. We're just going through life together, you and I. We are just going through life, ladies and gentlemen. It is, I'll say this. I'll say this. I'll say this. When I'm good and ready, I'll say it. I'll say this. What I'll say is that sometimes you just gotta wait for it. But I'll say this. But maybe I'll wait for it. But I'll just, I'll say this. When I'm good and ready, I will say it. I'm just glad to see people being, putting their money where their mouth is. Not going with the status quo. Not just saying something, but rather doing it. A lot of people, or maybe some people just say to themselves, or they just think it to themselves. They don't actually do it. They don't actually, try to get others involved. But I like to see others, what I just saw recently, and some of you guys and gals out there might have seen this as well. Came out of the left field, sort of unexpected, given the fact that he's got so much going on. But this is what I want to see more of. Elon Musk, in addition to being an innovator, being, a go-getter of sorts, an industry shaker and mover, all that, contributor of so many things. He's drilling holes, going to Mars, making cars, this, that, and the other. It's fantastic. It's great. Putting up satellites, creating the internets, adding to the internets, making the internets way better. Satellites, cars, satellites, drilling holes, space, drilling holes, satellites, internets. What? The point is, I didn't expect this, but it's great to see proponents of sex positivity, because recently I believe, again, it's easy to feel it for yourself or talk about it amongst friends, but when investors are coming in and try to muscle you or just sway you or tell you to do this, that, it's just great to just take a break from business for a second. Let's just remain sex positive and remind yourself and just others too, go fuck yourself. It is so good to see sex positivity just being, because that's what it is. When you got it, you got to use it, because if you don't use it, you lose it. That's what they say. So investors were coming in, and Elon it was great. I loved it, because it was just let's put the brakes on business. I don't want to see any of this. Let's not talk advertising. Go fuck yourself for a second. It's there might be a correlation, there might be a causation, it might be correlation, causation, it just, mental health, physical overall well-being. We don't talk about it, but to actually be fellow, co-workers, fellow industry leaders, fellow whatever, just human to human. At one point or another, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Sex positivity, which is, again, I don't hear too much of it. You hear it on the outskirts here and there, but it's very much still frowned upon, or very much still people still slut shame, or so this is nice. I like this. I like a new attitude of yes, it's a part of our, go fuck yourself, dude. You know what I mean? So it's I like that. I'd like to see more people using and a lot of people are man, you gotta have fuck you money to practice sex positivity. You don't do, and everybody does, but that's the thing. Everybody's got it. It's just to varying degrees, but it's everybody can make sex positive remarks and life decisions, but it's essentially stick with your basic morals and ethics and values in your core. From my understanding, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I don't have the answers. I'm just asking questions, trying to find out what it is to be alive and kicking in this day and age. And it's wonderful to see that a lot of times people restrict themselves because they're like, yeah, I don't have fuck you money, but you got fuck me money. Have you ever looked at your bank account? You're like, man, fuck me, dude. I need, you know what I mean? So it's like, so you got at least half the portion of the fuck you. So you got the fuck and the money's there. So it's just a rearrangement of the few of the letters of the alphabet and turn that me into a you. Or practice on yourself. Again, it's going back to the basics. A lot of times people think that they got to be like, fuck yourself. And so that was a great message because, yeah, you can't mix certain things with other. You can't let, you know, business pressure you into like doing things that you're not comfortable with. If you're the type that likes to, you know, be pressured and manipulated and like, you know, but at one point, and people every day can make these decisions on them, you know, on their own merits as well with your choices out there. You're going out there, you like something, put your money where your mouth is. You don't like something, you don't put it towards that thing. And that's saying to the whatever it is, product manufacturer, service provider, if you don't agree with it and you feel like you're being fuck yourself, give them a little bit of like sex positivity encouragement, because maybe that's what they, and that's the thing, they could come back after a while and be like, all right, you know, I did, but now let's do it together again. So it's just good to, you know, have partnerships, take a little break, come back, not, it's whatever, to each their own. All I'm saying is I'm seeing great examples of this. I like to see more of it. Another person who did practice sort of, this wasn't so much, I guess, no. Shout out to you. Gotta give respect. You gotta give the dues when the dues are due, and the dues are due when the dues are due, dude. So what I'm saying is like shout out to also Dana White, because if I'm not mistaken, he recently has gone. He's been like, I really like this. You know, I really like to see more of this. Shout out to Dana White. Shout out to Elon Musk. Shout out to anybody who's like, you know, there's different levels of doing like everything. But all I'm saying, it's good to see people who stick up for certain things, core values, dude. Core values, strong, firm, and still maintaining business, providing jobs, providing the service, goods, all that, whatever it is, entertainment, sports, you know, going to space, you know, and it could be me out there doing the same thing too. Core values, but also practicing sex positivity. Two things that are, you know, a lot of times we're like, we didn't even think about it. I didn't either until I saw it. I'm like, yes. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, I hope you're all doing well, wherever you are. Really, from the bottom of my heart. It's time to skirt. It's time to shift gears. It's time to go in a whole new direction. Stand back for a second, but then reel it in. But then also loosen it up. You don't want it, because when you're out there, you need to feel it. You need to let it go and see if it comes back to you. What are we even talking about right now? Nothing in particular. Was it a reference to fishing? Am I a fisherman? No. Do I know my way around a rod? Yes. Fishing rod, fan, get it straight, doggy, get it straight, Holmes. You don't come around here with that shit unless we're fishing, then fucking Rod City, you know what I mean? Reel it in, but then also like let it go. What have we been talking about, ladies and gents? No particular idea, just having fun out there. I hope you're having fun. I'll say this. Genie in a bottle, you know. Everybody's heard the, you know, Britney had a classic, Genie in a bottle, baby. I recently found a genie in a bottle, or a lamp, whatever you want to call it. A lot of times people are like, man, if I find me a genie in a bottle, baby, you only get, you're both happy, but you're a little bit disappointed as well because you're like, yes, finally, genie, I get 3 wishes. But also sad about the fact that you only get 3 wishes. And you're like, how do I expand upon my wishes? How do I get more genie juice? You know, how do I squeeze more juice out of this genie? How do I get more wishes? Well, I'll tell you straight up. Find the lamp. Find the bottle with the genie in it. A lot of people make this mistake of rubbing the lamp, rubbing the bottle, letting the genie loose, essentially. And that's when the classic tale goes. The genie puffs up, comes out, and oh, I'm ready to give you your 3 wishes. Bitch, we're in 2023 going into 2024. There's so many things happening in and around the world that need our attention. Personal, the not so personal, the collective. You think I'm letting this genie out this bottle for 3 wishes? You think you can come in here and just sway me or try to have your, because you think you got 3 wishes, that you think you can buy me with 3 wishes? I get shit dropped off by the door because I got the connects to Jeff Bezos and the Amazons, fam. You got 3, you're gonna grant me 3 wishes? Bitch ass. Ain't letting you out this bottle. I let him know I found the bottle, found the lamp. I'm like, if you want to get out, we can make this work. I want unlimited wishes. And at first he was like, no, I'm just gonna stick it out in here. I'm just gonna not come out, not give you your 3 wishes, and then if you're gonna ask for more, I'm not gonna give you. I'm like, all right, you want to play that? I smoked his ass out, dude. Smoked it. I kept on lighting spliff after spliff and just hotboxing the shit out of this lamp, dude. So he was smoked out. Afterwards, what do? I pour a little water into the lamp, the bottle. So this genie is just getting waist deep in water, soaked. His loose pants are soaked. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to be just soaking in water? Yes, it's good to go swimming. It's good to go sit in a jacuzzi. It's good to go to the lake, the ocean. Do a couple of laps around it's raining outside, find a puddle. It's so nice to just dip in a puddle. A large, there's a gaping hole in the ground because the earth is just open its mouth or whatever you want to call it. It just, there's a sinkhole here. It's filled up with rainwater. I'm gonna go do a couple of laps in this sinkhole. You'll say, it'll feel good. We're in Iceland. There's a bathhouse. There's an Icelandic bathhouse. There's a giant burly man and a even larger female with huge tits, massive tits, giving Icelandic massages. Whack, whack, just 500 pounds of titty on your back, dude. You got scoliosis, that'll fix you right up. But the point is, if you do that for a long time, if you stay moist for a long time, it gets really, really uncomfortable. So I'm like, you think you can sit here and just get soaked? So I sat there. I'm comfortable. I'm outside doing my thing. This genie's getting soaked up for days after days, 3-4 days, and then that's when he started to break down little by little. I'm like, yo, getting inside this motherfucker's head, son. Unlimited wishes, bitch. You're not coming out until I get on. Before you know it, Mr. 3 Wishes Only comes out. Just, please, let me, I'll give you all the wishes. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. Because I got what? Amazon. Anything I want, dude. Anything I want. within a restricted, like with, you know, there's obviously a budget limit, but like legit, whatever I want, if I want it, I get it. I don't need no goddamn genie, unlimited. And that's, so if you're out there like, man, I've been on the lookout trying to find a genie, and you know, had an uncle who found one, had an aunt who said she found one, and only got 3 wishes. That's how you do it. A little bit of water, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of just grab the lamp and just shake it around a little bit. You know what? And just shake it. I'm shaking this lamp just in all directions. I'm jogging on the street shaking the lamp. I'm going inside the laundry day, putting myself with my clothing items in the dryer, just doing circles, dude. I felt a little bit sick myself, so you could only imagine how the genie felt. So I was just like, yo, don't be discouraged. Don't be like, oh no, 3 wishes. What do I do? There's so many things that I like to take care of personally, collectively. I get it, fam. That's why you got it. They've got it in there. Like, they just holding out. They're being fucking little wish pinchers. They're being tied with the wishes. Grant them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I love y'all. Thank you for checking out these videos. Talk about it. Pass it around like hotcakes. Pass it around like your ancestral grandmothers passed around their douches to their other female relatives of the family line, because that's, you know, there were not too many douches around. There were not too many. You got lucky if you got a douche when it was just invented. So, you know, pass it around like an old douche that is nonetheless used, but there's a lot of love. But this is brand new, I guess. So, you know what? Pass it around like a really, like, you're out there eating box, right? You're out there giving brain, right? You catch a little short and curly between your teeth and you're like, my goodness, it is the holiday season and I feel like giving. So you open kiss mouth everybody you see on the street that day. So you're Frenching out there, you're French kissing, and you're passing along this short and curly, and they what is this? They taste it, they feel it, and then they're like, what a great, delightful surprise, being open kissed French mouth on the lips by a stranger, and then getting passed along this short and curly. I'll go ahead and pay it forward. So pass it along like these short and curlies that are passed on through French kissing of random strangers. Having said that, I do want to say the fact that the French have a monopoly on the French kiss does make me a little bit uncomfortable. Especially the fact that they don't even call it French kiss in France, dude. They just call it regular kiss. They just call it kissing. They don't, so. And they got that same shit going on with fucking French fries, dude. They don't even say French. They just say whatever it is that the French say. So that's my beef with the French today. If you can, you know, you got the French kiss and the French fries. You know? So I'll say that. With that being said, that's neither here or there. I do want to genuinely say thank you to everybody. I hope you have a fantastic weekend wherever you are in and around this world. Where can you find these videos? Once again, follow me on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSandra if you'd like to physically support the show. The shows drop every Wednesday and Friday, globally growing each and every day. Have fun out there. I love you all. Be good to yourselves, and I'll see you guys back here again on Wednesday. Peace out.